Smart24, driving business.
Good morning indeed, and many thanks for joining us once more. Here you're still watching Smart Means Business. I did mention that when we return, we shall be having more of conversations, and this time around we head to our business insight. And our business insight today is rotating around discussions on pollution within the capital, pollution within Kampala, and of course the suburbs in there that seems to affect the flow of business for quite a number of people. But besides that, there are also health complicated issues related to the same. Now, joining me this morning as we discuss more of this, including the Air Week in Kampala, as we continue to as well understand pollution in large perspective. I have Mr. Peter Setenda, who is the environmental officer at Kampala City Council, who is an environmental officer at the Kampala City Council Authority. Many thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
And of course, to our viewers out there, briefly, pollution. If you're to take us through, what should the viewers understand with this pollution? And maybe there are those who are actively engaging in it and they don't know what they're doing.
Thank you so much. Pollution is the introduction of harmful substances into the general environment, and that are likely to cause harm to human beings.
Okay.
And it happens, it can be air pollution when it comes in the form of air, like dangerous gases,
Sure.
like sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, and particulate matter. And at the same time, it can be in the form of water pollution,
Okay.
where like fecal matter finds its way into the water, or it can be noise pollution, where there is uncontrolled noise in the environment. Also, all the gist is the all being harmful to human health.
Okay. In context now, let's start with noise pollution. When you mention noise pollution, I want to understand this is something that is quite very difficult to deal with, especially during daytime, because of the hooting here and there. By the look of things, which are the main causes of noise pollution that need to be clearly looked at?
Noise pollution is contributed to by a number of factors.
Okay.
One is the churches now.
Okay.
Not the traditional churches, but the churches that have come up of recent. These ones have services almost all the through.
Yeah.
And many times these churches are not soundproofed. And soundproof may be aside, but the level of noise that is being emitted from the churches, the speakers, the equipment they use is quite huge.
Yes.
That even in a small church, the first thing they do is to purchase equipment that emits noise or sound that's beyond the permissible level.
Yes.
Actually, when you're near that church, you can rarely sleep, rarely watch TV, rarely read newspapers, because many people have close to churches and have expressed complaints to that. Then secondly, there are entertainment facilities.
Okay.
Before, entertainment facilities were areas where you could go and sit with a colleague and then you could have a conversation. But these days, entertainment facilities are turning out to be discotheques. They're actually encroaching on discotheques because the license you are given is for a bar, let's say bar, a lounge. But again, you turn up, these people do video screening, and you find people dancing. So you can rarely reside near an entertainment place. Thirdly, we have now these days road shows, road drives, where people advertise in different activities, concerts and the like. These people, many times, we clearly give them a permit that clearly stipulates where you are supposed to pass.
Okay.
Don't go near hospitals, don't go near sensitive areas. But you know, some people contravene the conditions in the permits, and then they even go in areas that are sensitive, continuing to pollute. Then there are construction activities that happen, especially at night.
Yeah.
This is not very convenient for people who are neighboring construction activities, because you see people drilling, tiling. So all those are some of the areas that contribute to noise pollution in the city at the moment.
Well, how is noise pollution measurement done in Kampala?
Noise pollution in Kampala is measured using a noise meter.
Okay.
We have noise meters that measure noise in different areas. But however, it is measured according to whether it's daytime or nighttime.
Okay.
And what we call daytime is between 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then nighttime is between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. And at the same time, we measure noise according to the type of land use. Okay. Are we in a residential area? Are we in a commercial area? Or are we in an industrial area? If we're in for example, a residential area, you are not supposed to emit noise that is beyond 60 decibels during the time. The unit of measure of noise is decibels. So you're not supposed to measure to emit noise beyond 60 decibels during the time. That is between 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Then at night from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. you're not supposed to emit noise beyond 40 decibels. So anything beyond that tantamounts to noise pollution.
Okay. And by the look of things, do we have some kind of permissible, let's say, I would say permissible noise levels? And what does that really mean either way?
Permissible noise levels means the amount of noise accepted in a particular area. Like I've said, in a residential area, during daytime, you're not supposed to exceed 60 decibels.
Okay.
Then nighttime, you're not supposed to exceed 40 decibels. Why? The decibels go lower because this is the time when people are supposed to rest, people are supposed to watch TV, children are supposed to do their homework, and so on and so forth. If you are, for example, in a commercial area, let's say, like within the CBD, we have people reside there, especially the Indians. We also have to take concern about their good health. You're not supposed to exceed 75 decibels during the time and then 50 decibels during night time. Reason being, these commercial areas are more congested and have a lot of activities that are going on. That's why you see that the decibels are slightly higher as of compared to residential areas. Okay.
And of course, as we look at the issue to do with noise pollution, as we continue, what does KCCA's what are those KCCA noise pollution strategies? For example, when you look at the strategies you're laying out to see that either way we have to maintain, control, and make sure we don't go overboard.
KCCA, first of all, has a noise pollution team in place.
Okay.
That noise pollution team conducts routine monitoring of the various areas in the city.
All right.
To assess the level of noise being emitted by the different sectors in the area in order to guide, engage, and at the same time enforce where the worst comes to the worst. At the same time, KCCA has done what we call awareness creation.
Okay.
For starting with entertainment place proprietors and managers. People may not know maybe whether they are emitting noise or not. So they do what we call sensitization of these proprietors to get to understand what is noise pollution, what is the permissible level in your area, are you in a residential area, are you in a commercial area, and so on and so forth. What happens if you emit noise beyond the permissible level? What are the penalties? So that people can operate in an informed manner. At the same time, after engaging, awareness creation, monitoring, then we come up with now enforcement. If you have failed to comply to the national environment, we are guided by the national environment noise standards and control regulations of 2003. So if you fail to comply, then that's when we come out with enforcement. And this enforcement comprises of impounding beyond noise emitting equipment and then charging you in court. Okay. However, we have even gone further now, that there are some chronic polluters, people who don't care about being taken to court. So for these ones, on our license now that we issue, there are conditions that if you contravene the noise pollution regulations, your license can be revoked.
Okay.
And then your business is closed.
And of course, if you're to look at that licensing, what normally constitutes this kind of noise pollution offense? We've seen concerts that happen, and there are also reports that before they actually go in, they have to at least have this sound check done to ensure that they don't, exceed the levels that KCC has put in place.
Actually, what happens is that before concerts kick off,
okay,
our Department of Public Health and Inspection, together with Environment Management, do what we call due diligence to assess the suitability of the place where the concert is going to take place. Will the numbers fit there? Are there other support activities like toilets, like ambulances, like organized routes? So at the same time, we prescribe the amount or the level of noise that's supposed to be emitted.
Yes.
And basically, it's not supposed to exceed 60 decibels for concerts.
Okay.
So what happens when the concerts are on, still the noise pollution team takes key interest in assessing, doing a sample of how much is the level of noise being emitted for this concert. We do a measurement and then guide where necessary. At the same time, we have a time limit where that concerts are not supposed to exceed, and that is midnight. No concert in this city is supposed to exceed midnight.
Okay.
Yes. So that they can allow people also enjoy their sleep.
Oh, let's look at air pollution. We've got scenarios where now we look at air pollution. We've mentioned the fact that this is the Air Week. Yes. First, briefly, if you're to tell us what happens in the Air Week, what are the key objectives of the week itself?
Basically, about air pollution, Kampala, the air pollution situation is not very healthy. Okay. Because when you look at the situation at the moment, it is between 50 to 70 micrograms per cubic meter, which is 5 to 7 times past the World Health Organization cutoff points. Because what World Health Organization says is that the safe level is supposed to be at least 10 micrograms per cubic meter. But you can say ours is 50 to 70, which means that it's 5 to 7 more times the health level that we would have been having. Okay. So what we do in this Health Week is to sensitize the public, so that they can appreciate that there is a problem of air pollution in this city, and then what is expected of individuals, what is expected of other stakeholders, what is expected of KCC as a city management institution. So those are some of the things we talk about. Like for KCC, it's supposed to do what we call awareness creation. KCC is supposed to work on roads so that particulate matter from the roads is minimized. We have to expand roads so that traffic is reduced. The number of congestion of cars in a particular place is limited for some time. Because when cars are congested in a particular area, they emit a lot of gases. Many cars in this city are poorly serviced, others are very old, so they don't allow complete combustion of fuel. At the end of the day, carbon monoxide goes into the air. And you can imagine you are behind that car. What happens to you? You sniff a lot of those gases that are dangerous to human health. Yes.
And so when you look at the measurement of air, how is it measured different from the way we measure noise?
Air is measured using, air pollution is measured using low-cost meters, monitors, and these monitors are placed, we place them in various places in this city. We place them in institutions, we place them in schools, we place them in heavy traffic areas like junctions, we place them in office areas. The reason why we placed them in different sectors was to try to make an assessment of which sector emits what and more of that. So that when it comes to handling the impacts of health, we can know that it is the cars that emit most gases. What can we do for the cars? Can we improve on the models that are coming in? If it is in a tax park, what is it? Is it the particulate matter? So how can we deal with particulate matters? Let's pave the roads. If it is in institutions, what is the problem in institutions vis-a-vis health of the people working there?
And let's look at the drive. If you're to look at the drives of air pollution in the city, you've mentioned the fact that you put them in manufacturing, waste burning. Are these the major causes of air pollution in the city that we have?
The major causes of air pollution in the city are basically one, transport. Like I've said, many cars are poorly serviced. We have traffic jam, so they don't allow complete combustion of these fuels. So what happens is that these carbon monoxide, sulfur monoxide, they find their way in the air and we breathe it in, affecting us. The second one is industry. Many production technologies are not sufficient. We use old technologies, and especially when you look at the boilers in these production industries, the materials used there also emit a lot of gases that are not very suitable for human consumption. Because we have so many industries in this city, that's why it's that second. Then third is construction. Our city is still grappling with construction. Many people don't put on those sieving nets, don't allow particulate matter to go into other people's compounds. We have received complaints that, you know what, this building tower that's being put up here is emitting a lot of particulate matter to our offices. Then we can deal with it. Then also the other issue is about the unpaved roads. Some roads that are unpaved in especially residential areas on the suburbs. These ones also are, when the cars move, a lot of particulate matter goes up in the air, and then which is inhaled and then affecting the health of human beings. So majorly those are the key contributing factors to air pollution in this city.
You see, for Ugandans, most probably, we tend to always want to hear of the side where we are affected most, and as to why you're having the push. What is the major effects of this air pollution, and why should we worry so much about it?
Actually, Ugandans have to worry because, like we have said, that the pollution levels are past the cutoffs of water organizations by 5 to 7. That means that the level of pollution is quite high. So what happens? This means that it affects the health of human beings. When you take in a lot of particulate matter that's beyond the health levels, that means you're going to get irritations, respiratory issues, you may get asthma. All those are contributed to because of the poor air quality in the city. At the same time, when it comes to reproduction, because of these dangerous gases, they affect the production process. If you see these children that have low birth weight, all this contributed to by the gases that people inhale in, or people work in, especially in industries or service centers. Then there's something that has come up these days where people smoke. Smoke different, like shisha. Shisha affects not only the smokers, but even passively the other person who's seated next to the one who's inhaling. So this smoke also has issues to do with we, the men. It brings infertility issues, dysfunctioning. So you see that the effects that air pollution brings on us are very, very dangerous, because this is health, respiratory, low birth weight, dysfunctioning of men, and so forth. So even strokes can come up because so many other what wouldn't be in your body has come into your body.
All right. And what is Kampala City Council Authority doing to address this issue of air pollution?
As usual, one thing that KCC is doing is one, awareness creation, so that people can appreciate what is air pollution and what impacts does it have on human health. Two, KCC has done, like I've said, source apportionment.
Okay.
Source apportionment is to put up these locust monitors in different areas to know which sector emits more of these pollutants into the air, so that you can deal with that one. Three, we have done expanding of the scope of monitoring, so that it's more comprehensive enough and gives us meaningful data. We have also done streamlining of traffic flow. You see so many junctions are being digitalized. The reason why we digitalize one, to minimize the time that the cars spend in that particular area. The little time they spend in that, the less that they emit pollutants into the air. Like you see, paving is going on in the city to reduce the amount of particulate matter that's being picked from the road, as well as improving waste management. Even the president talked about it. We are putting up skips in different areas so that we minimize on open garbage burning, because so many people came in from various areas with that still culture of burning waste, which is not healthy. When you burn waste, you pollute the air. So those are some of the strategies that we are putting in place, and emphasizing, especially during this air pollution week, so that people can know that air pollution is real. It has adverse effects on us, so we have to work as a team in order to address this problem, and so that we can enjoy a healthy city.
All right, now, Mr. Setenda, as we are summing up with our conversations, in your final remarks, what should the Ugandans do to engage in this fight against air pollution, noise pollution, and of course, creating at least a safer city, a safer and healthier city for all of them to survive?
Thanks so much. One thing I would suggest, one, if you're an individual, service your car timely.
Okay.
When you service your car timely, it will allow complete combustion and then minimize on the amount of gases that are being emitted. That's one. Then two, let's avoid this issue of open garbage burning. If you had it in the villages before, if you had it when the population was still small, please now let's engage people who handle waste management. Let's use those ones, and especially let's sort the waste. If the plastics, let's put them aside, and then what is biodegradable also has to go there aside. Then let's also have a culture of planting trees, because trees are very, very important. Excuse me. If you have to have, excuse me, if you have to have a healthy environment, let's plant trees so that they can also help us in cleaning our environment, and more so, pass on the information to the next person. That, you know what, we are living in the city, this is the problem that we are facing now. Air pollution has come on, noise pollution has come on. Now for people who own facilities and entertainment facilities and worship areas, please, we beg of you, let's comply to the permissible noise levels so that all of us can enjoy this city. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's comply. If you want to emit noise beyond what's accepted, soundproof your facility. Put double glazed windows so that you enjoy your sound as I also enjoy my other activities in the city. We want to work together so that our city is smart and very enjoyable and livable for all people who work within the city and also who reside in the city.
All right, many thanks for joining us. It has been a pleasure having you here on the show. And of course, for the viewers out there, you can definitely get to understand that pollution doesn't only come through air. There is also noise and water. How you deal with that, there are lots of measures that you can ideally take charge in, as highlighted by Peter here. So you have to make sure that at least you service your car, especially for those who actually drive vehicles of models that are 15 years and above. of their production debt. But obviously the government is actually making sure that these vehicles no longer come into the country. But besides that, we continue to remind you that it's very important for you to safeguard the environment. Kampala City Council Authority was also pushing for the fact that everyone should at least have a trash can in their vehicles so that they don't also dispose of rubbish outside of their vehicles, but inside there, so that they can put it into a more reasonable trash bin after you're done with your daily activities. But besides that, we're looking at big discussions on managing pollution in the country, and I was joined by Mr. Peter Setenda, who is an environment officer from Kampala City Council Authority, and it's the Air Pollution Week. In this very week is the Air Pollution Week, so you should take part in this by maintaining and managing the way you are doing your activities so that they don't affect the surroundings around you. You're still watching Smart Means Business. When we return after the break, me and Andrew, we shall be taking you through what was happening at the business summit of the Nigerian and Uganda business summit that was happening yesterday at Kololo, to understand more of what was there and what should be looked at in the near future. Good morning.